Miami, Ohio, here's the deal. Are we going to select the 68 most deserving teams, or are we going to select the 68 best teams? If we're selecting the 68 best teams, then Miami, Ohio is going to have to win their tournament to qualify as a champion. Because as an at-large, they are not one of the best teams in the country.
If you're a real sports fan by now, I'm sure you've heard of the Miami of Ohio basketball team going undefeated throughout the regular season, 31-0 within a Division I conference. They did play, I believe, 4 Division II opponents, but even if you take that away, 27-0 in Division I games going into the conference tournament. A perfect regular season. I've heard Jay Williams and I've heard Bruce Pearl discredit them and talk about how they need to win the conference tournament because they're not one of the 68 best teams, and they don't need to get into the tournament. And so my takeaway from that is this. First of all, let me say this. If a 31-0 Division I team, FCS or not, cannot get into a 68-team tournament, that's a problem. I don't want to hear about the 7th best team in a Power 4 conference versus an undefeated team in the MAC. I don't. I'm sorry. It's a 68-team field. 68. But the biggest takeaway is this. At some point in time, the FCS and the Group of 5 in college football are going to have to make a decision. Either you are going to find a way to separate and do your own thing, or you are going to be content with being second-class citizens. Because if you really read between the lines of what Bruce Pearl and Jay Williams and so many others are saying about Miami of Ohio and FCS basketball and the Group of 5 in football, what they're saying without saying it is, this is our stuff. We're including you to be nice. Be happy that you're here, but you're not a part of the main group. Just be glad that we invited you in. But don't start making demands. Don't start having expectations. This is our house. We just allow you in. Be happy with that. Sit down in the corner. Close your mouth. Don't complain. Don't make no requests. That's what they're saying. When they talk about all the FCS schools that get automatic bids into the tournament and how if Miami of Ohio wins, they shouldn't loses the conference tournament, they shouldn't get in because there's already so many automatic qualifiers. What they're saying is we already include you guys enough. Don't ask for anything else. Don't have no expectations. Sit down and be quiet. This is our stuff. College sports, even more so now than ever before, is big business. There's so much money being made, even more so than before. And truth be told, what's going on is the powers that be want to control the majority of the money. The Big Ten, the SEC, the Big 12, I guess you could kind of throw them in there maybe. The ACC, they want all the money. They want to control the majority of the money. This is their house, and you just need to be happy that you're a part of it. That's why when the college football playoff rolls around, what do they talk about? How the SEC should get all these teams in, and the Big Ten should get all these, and maybe a couple 2 ACC teams, and maybe a Big 12, and maybe this and maybe that, because that's their stuff. There's big money involved, and they want all of it to themselves. And so once again, the FCS, and when it pertains to football, the Group of 5, need to decide if they're going to be content with being second-class citizens or if they're going to go ahead and do their own thing. I would say that it's time for the FCS, in terms of basketball, to do their own thing. Have your own tournament. Because what's a more compelling story? FCS Miami of Ohio going undefeated in the FCS tournament and winning an FCS national championship, finishing the year 35, 36, 37-0. Or them getting into the tournament, going undefeated, getting a 12 seed or 13 seed, and losing in the first round, or at best making it to the Sweet 16 at best. It is time for the FCS to break free and do their own thing and have their own tournament, where you control the money, you control who gets in, you decide the seeding. Because they already view you as other anyway. And since you're already viewed as other, why not go ahead and do your own thing? I would say the same thing for football. If you're not Big 12, Pac-12, maybe they're making a comeback, maybe not. ACC, SEC, those conferences, if you're, Sun Belt, SoCon, MAC, Mountain West, I'd say have your own playoff. Have your own playoff. Have your own Group of 5 championship. Because what's happening is the bigger schools, first of all, the moment you develop a player that's any good and proves that they can produce, they're coming and taking your players. And they're coming and taking your coaches. And then they're saying you can't compete and Cinderella is dead and you should be happy to be here. Man, it's time. Do your own thing or be content with being a second-class citizen. It's really that simple.